So what is being expressed is the sweetness, the flakiness, the creaminess, the rawness, the deliciousness, the savory, sweetness, delicateness in every bite of a cinnamon roll. And then it's gone. And then scrolling through the phone, the pictures from the night that passed, the laughter, the stories, the shared reflections, the giggles, the food, the buffet, the selection, the hugs, the well wishes, the goodbyes, and then gone. And then further scrolling through the phone, the greetings, the thought of, wow, Claire and Tony greeting me happy birthday. Wow, who would have thought? And then reading a letter, I'm going to read it to you. I'm not going to say who it is. I did not ask permission, but this letter came. There's a feeling that hits more oftentimes, and I used to fear it a lot, especially as a kid. It usually strikes when one is supposed to feel safe and loved, like when surrounded by family or loving friends. I feel like being in the middle of the sea, and deep down, too, so dark and empty and cold, melancholia. Yep, that's it. Like a cold blanket soaked in a very unpleasant emptiness, like it's all a fraud, the family, the safety. And it is. That's clear. The solid reality is smashed. Haha, smiley face. Anyhow, in this moment, it is being embraced while listening to Beach House and dreamy, depressing 90s music. Can't distract myself anymore. There's no will to get off it. The wave comes and that's it. Comforting thoughts are just equally empty and pointless. So they don't seem to happen, since this isn't wrong or needs to change. And there's no reason, so yeah, one can just relax into whatever's appearing, including anxiety and melancholy. It's sweet how it goes from just life happening to a story of grief, sorrow, melancholia, and then feeling of the ground disappearing under you, no safety. And at the same time, there's a less words for what's going on. Just wow. So what's being expressed is this silence and the words and the expressions and the aliveness that comes with it, that is not separate from it. Like the food, the music, the dancing, the conversations, the company, and poof, gone. Like the smoke that Rojan just blew. Gone. It's all here and it's also gone. It's appearing, but it's not appearing. I love these beautiful expressions of nothing. I love these sounds of silence. Gone. Birthdays come and go, but there's no celebrant. It's gone. Like eating that cinnamon roll earlier, looking at the cinnamon roll that Ileana just made. This swarm of beautiful deliciousness appears. And then when that picture is taken off, it's gone. So in this going and coming of what is never really disappears, but there's this expression that comes and goes of what is being expressed here. It's just a song that plays at night and then it ends. Another one begins, or perhaps not. Or like watching a Netflix series, another one ends and another one begins. No one's doing anything. No one has any choices. And that's the wonder and the beauty of it. This choicelessness, this non-doership, this wonder, these feelings, these emotions that comes and goes. No one controlling it, no one doing any of it, but somehow it appears and disappears. It's this full aliveness that can't be corrected because it's perfection already. It's perfection already. And everything that happens in the news, in the world, in your own existence is a non-existence. And it's like this poetry of stillness that when it's seen, it's just this art. It's just this wondrous art. Wow. How could this be? Because it's not possible. How could this happen? Because this is not happening. How can something so meaningless feel meaningful? How come something so worthless have its worth? How can it be heard when it's silent? It's just this wondrous wow. It can't be captured by the mind. The mind tries to capture it, but the mind also goes poof, gone. There's nothing to know, there's nothing to get. Because in this wordless appearance, this sightless seeing, doesn't have any location, doesn't have any purpose, but in its purposeless, in its meaninglessness, in its hopelessness, here we are talking about nothing, celebrating nothing, questioning nothing, but nothing will always be nothing, and nothing ever changes. Nothing has ever changed, but seemingly, seemingly, there's an expression, an exploration of what cannot be explored. There's a taste of something that cannot be tasted. Trying to capture something that is wild. Trying to locate something that cannot be located. But that's it also. That's it. The locationless and the apparent locating, the seeking and finding, the searching but never finding. That's it. It's always that's it. And then the words crumble away, the words fail, the words disappear. And in deep sleep appears always. The peace that is longed for is always. The silence that wants to be heard is heard forever. And in this wondrous expression, in this sharing, although nothing will be shared, somehow there's laughter. Somehow there's confusion. What is he saying? Somehow there's aggravation or there's a frustration. That can't be it. What he's saying is not it. But sometimes when there's silence and then all you have to do really is laugh at it because it can't be heard. So the laughing track, the tragedy becomes comedy. But there's nothing wrong with tragedy. There's nothing wrong with comedy. It's just what's appearing. So in this full-on movie of silence, it's a silent movie, there's a soundtrack sometimes that appears. There's commentary sometimes that appears. There's sometimes subtitles that cannot really be understood. Once in a while, there's sign language that cannot be understood. And this silent movie will keep on playing eternally, but there's no one in it. But everyone's welcome. So if you want to discuss silence or nothing at all, and Ileana's lighting the candles to that cake. How come I'm still hungry? I just ate. It looks really good though. Cheers. Oh, thank you, Robert.
Everybody like to sing happy birthday?
Oh.
Unmute, unmute, unmute.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Here we go, Emerson.
Hey, Emerson.
He's a jolly fellow.
Yay.
Oh, that was perfect. Thank you so much. This is everything that I've wished for.
Where's the cake?
I didn't even say make a wish because I knew you
Where's
didn't
the
have
cake? Where is the cake? Where's
The
the cake?
cake?
Where's the candles at?
Ileana has it. Ileana.
Where's
It's
the balloons at?
invisible. Not there.
Thank
Happy
you, thank you,
birth-
thank you.
Happy birthday to nothing.
Yeah.
You know, everyone know the monkey, and monkey knows no one.
Yes, it's a good one. Thank you. And my parents are wondering, oh, you know what? Oh, it's sad that you're working. I'm like, oh, no, no, it's not. Actually, if they can only see this. Oh, yeah, Dad. Hi, Emerson. That was beautiful poetry that you introduction. Can you post that somewhere? Yeah, you know what? Yeah. What I usually do is just free flowing. I was just really looking at Ileana's cinnamon rolls, and that's where the inspiration came from. So seemingly, you know what, these appearances of you know, sweetness and bitterness and sadness are all just this kind of like sprinkling. It's like a dust in the sea of eternity, and they appear and disappear. They show and don't show them, but it always is. So what seemingly where this is coming from, although there's nothing coming from anything, it's just a story where this is seemingly arising from, although nothing can arise from something because it is what it is. So what is trying to be expressed is that what is sweetness? What is bitterness. What is sadness. What is whatever seems to be what is appearing. And there's nothing that is not what is. And it's not even a secret. It's exposed. Everything is already exposed. Everything is presenting itself as it is. But as it is, seemingly have labels of sweetness, sadness, or whatever seems to appear, are just seemingly like costumes, seemingly like labels of something that cannot be labeled. So what is seen here, although there's no here, it's all this empty expressions of emptiness. And this empty expressions of emptiness always presents itself sleeping or not sleeping, because there's no one sleeping or not. It seems really, really clear when there's deep sleep that there is just really nothing. And there's this appearance of something when there's seemingly kind of like this awakeness. But awakeness and dream sleep or deep sleep are the same. So there's nothing really different, nothing any different. Everything is appearing as it is. So there's really, you can say that when the mystery is seen as a mystery and it cannot be solved, then everything is just clearly appearing as it is. I was talking to someone about in the dinner last night about someone saying, "Are you an avatar?" And I'm like, no, there's no separation, right? There's no one moving this body. This is emptiness itself moving. So it cuts the middleman. It cuts the idea of someone, some source doing all of this. And what seems to appear here is also what is there, although there's no here and there. So there's this emptiness as everything. Emptiness as an appearance of separation, but separation is emptiness itself. So nothing is ever missing, nothing is ever lacking. So everything is always a celebration of emptiness, because celebration is also emptiness. It's just words, we're just coming up with words and words and words, kind of like in the introduction there. It was just basically eating some food and then scrolling the phone and then reading a letter. But that's all emptiness. There's no separation whatsoever. It's just emptiness fully expressed. Not emptiness as an idea, not emptiness as something divine or something sacred or something completely separate. It is what it is. And it's beautiful. Oh, wow, there's a poem here. Rojan, a creative outlet or an angry shouting fit. Equally, there's no you to do such things. There is simply no description or restriction on life. Life is not bound by words, let alone lifeless beliefs that float by like clouds. All nature is one, all nature is harmoniously, including the neurosis and the searching for what is, or the present moment, in quotes, the energy or get me out of here, change me, make me better, help me understand, show me the way to the picture perfect masquerade I dream and fight about in my mind. Make my dreams a reality. The falsity is in the world, the word reality, which has become a description of the very mirage which keeps you away from you. Although that is but a dream, a long-faded dream, that there was ever a reality apart or separate from what is, ever a reality separate from your birth, from the inspiration to read an article about self-help, playing the game of I am not well, or incompletion, contradiction, paradoxes, knowing, unknowing, confusion, love, hate, attachment. All is well, says the guru that seeks to teach you how to be you in capital word letters, how to focus on breath, breathe in, count to 7, breathe out, sitting their pouts on their mouth, not seeing that even the being that refuses to enter a place of sanctuary is light, is this, all this. How can one separate that which does not exist? As a lone individual floating in space, All these words attempting to describe the nothing is everything, that nothing is everything. These words could not be anything but completely empty, as everything, including words that seem heavy, are completely empty. Yeah, the mind goes. What the point? I have things to work on. Examines itself, says I am too unworthy to be just here now. With my breath, the mind just a fool. It thinks it had a choice to be here or to be here. Or there is no not here, because there is no here. Here is not describing something. It is simply a pointing to the stop sign that will call your breath. Wind, birds, sky, sun, mom, dad, Chad from the down the road using the lawnmower. The spontaneous laughter at the very sight, or nothing, being everything, or emptiness, masked as fullness. All opposites exist one in harmony. There never had to be great matrimony. It was always just your breath and the appearance of this timeless, infinite drama we call the dream. Dream of there being a dreamer, a seer, a knower, a thinker. A label of my kind is too constrictive to reflect the completeness that reads these words, that never a partedness that's not ever a word, but it is in this story, never separatedness. It is so funny to even discuss separation, as it is not a discussion between two, it is a discussion between one. It is hilarious because everyone is one and none. It is whole. And how can one distinguish itself as even one? One is none. No one to even say one, done. LOL. Beautiful, Rojan. Yay! Hooray!
Thank you.
That was so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
What a beautiful expression of nothing. Beautiful. You should publish that.
I think I did on Medium, but it's just me and my family.
Oh, you should. You should.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
one day. Maybe after I die.
I know what you mean with that, right? I have a lot of stuff that I've written, and then it's kind of like, it's like, but yeah, it will come out soon. It will come out soon. Sorry. People have been waiting for the apparent book that is already written.
I can't
Yeah.
wait. I can't fucking wait. I'm gonna read that instantly.
Your writing is beautiful.
Thank you. I love writing. It's so
It
fun.
shows.
Yeah, it's so fun. And I love like putting jokes in it because it's just not serious, is it? Like
No. That's what seems to happen. It's just that, as I said, it's the laughing track that happens. It's just automatic. It's like, before, without the laughing track, right? Everything was so serious, my contribution, my purpose, it was just, you can almost hear the orchestra, like, the string kind of like, that soundtrack that, but that soundtrack got replaced with laughter.
Yeah. And even, I don't know, like I used to get scared because I didn't know how I was going to create a legacy. And like, I was so scared because obviously I was young and I was like, I don't want anything. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, and then, all of a sudden, I realized there's no need.
There's no need. Yeah, there's no need.
Yeah.
There's no need. And that weight, that heavy weight of what legacy or it's like they're feathers. They're not rocks. Yeah.
And it's depressing to try and create a legacy. You're like, damn.
Yeah. It's so funny because I was creating that legacy, but it was just entrapment. It was just this. It was just this. It was just boundaries. It was like a prison, all of this doing and everything. And then it becomes really funny because the camera pulled out and it's just a comedy skit.
Mhm. Mhm.
Somehow I forgot to laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah.
And there was a slow clap.
A slow clap. A dramatic one. I
You're
always
like,
wanted a dramatic one.
yeah, I like the dramatics, right? It's kind of like a slow clap, and you're like, wait a second, there's no one here.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, intuitively, you just sense that anyway. All of it's for nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's always, you know what, you can't really say known because it's not known, but let's just use the word intuitively known, right? That
mhm.
there is just silence. It's just empty. And this emptiness cannot really be understood because it appears in everything. But the deepest, there's no deepest, the deepest part of this intuition is clear.
Mhm.
It's unmovable, right?
Mhm.
It's just that there's just this emptiness that's present in everything. It can never be a part of anything, even though there's nothing. It's just all emptiness. But it's so yeah, it's so fascinating, right? It just goes into this, it how deep, without any kind of location, without any bottom. It's bottomless. The depth is bottomless of this intuition of something that cannot really be fully comprehended. And the comprehension is also empty. You're like, oh, wait a second.
Oh yeah.
Not be comprehended because like comprehension is empty, meaning that it's unknown. It's not even there. And then the one that's comprehending this is also empty. I'm like, holy, how deep does it go?
Yeah.
You will never
Yeah.
find out, right? It's just
Never.
never. And it's
Yeah.
it's in everything. It's like they keep on finding discovering a deeper ocean, you know what I'm saying? Like a deeper kind of like thing. And they keep on have these cameras now, right? That opens up. There's like creatures down there that are illuminated because it's so dark that they illuminate and they don't have any sun or something. But the existence of this non-existence is so fascinating, right? Because it's like at the farthest reaches of the imagination, although there's no one imagining, there's infinity, there's emptiness, but it's also nothing. And then it collapses at night, and then it's watching another Discovery Channel show
Yeah. Yeah.
about nothing.
About nothing.
Yeah, it is just so fascinating and stunning, right? And then we
Oh,
get caught up. And then the funny thing is, when we get caught up, there's no we, but in the story, when there's a getting caught up in all the drama, when there's this deep, wide open space of nothing that's filled with everything that's not really there.
it's so like fiercely innocent existences.
It
So fierce.
is.
Yeah. I like to say fierce before innocent because it's fierce in like a I
I
don't
like
know how to
that. Fierce
yeah.
innocence. Yeah. Yeah, I
Because
like
it's
that.
very fierce, like but also so light. Like it's so funny.
You can also call it ravishing innocence.
Ravish. What does that mean?
Ravishing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds great though.
It does sound great. It does indeed.
It's like stunning innocence. I'm like, oh wow, that's so innocent. Yeah. But yeah,
Mhm.
these words, and these words, you know what I'm saying? Although they're all meaningless, but as I said, it sounds great.
It sounds so lovely. And
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But you don't need to say a word, like you really
Mm-mm.
don't.
I think Ben said it earlier. The silence is everything.
The
Yeah.
silence says it all anyway, like
Yeah.
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 Oh my god, it's fucking funny.
You look very cinematic right now with this cigarette, you know, and the dark light and
Yeah, I'm in the corner. I know, I do. I like cinematic.
if you make
I
it black and white, it'll be like one of those old French film, you know? It's like beautiful.
Oh wow, I've never
Yeah.
actually watched any old movies like at all. I should probably.
Yeah. Or not.
Yeah. Oh no, I would like to. I would like to.
Some of them are very slow moving, but it's beautiful. It's poetry. Some of them, you know, like all of the older black and white movies, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have you seen the movie Hacksaw Ridge?
No, I haven't.
You need to watch it. It's so
Okay.
fucking good. I didn't stop talking about it for like 3-4 days. Like after, honestly, I still would love to talk about it, but I think I keep spoiling it for people, so it's not fair.
Okay,
But
Hack the Rich. Okay, I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
It's
Is it on
amazing.
Netflix?
No, unfortunately not. It's on
I'll
Amazon
look it
Prime.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll look it up. I like documentaries.
It's basically about a true story, and it's perfect. Like they even had to leave some stuff out because the real guy, like Dawson, he basically saved hundreds of lives without a weapon because he couldn't imagine Jesus carrying a weapon. So he was like, I'm not gonna carry a weapon because and the army tries to kick him out, but like whatever.
Okay. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm not I could talk about it, like, oh my. After you watch it, better talk about it.
I will. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful poetry. That was so beautiful. Thank you.
I would post some more next meetings.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Erie. Hi, Erie. Erie goes, hearing like conversation between me and with myself. How was the cinnamon rolls there, Eliana? I can't hear you.
I'm saving them for you, Emerson. Actually,
Okay.
I'll make you some fresh ones.
All right.
I've been practicing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
By the time you get here, they should be good.
I'm sure they will be good. Thank you, though. That looked delicious. Hey, Ben.
Just want to say Dennis's cat looks like it's in bliss.
Where's Dennis's cat?
You can see Dennis and his cat.
Oh, yeah. Hello, kitty.
The cat's in bliss.
Always in bliss. He
But
doesn't
hey,
even know what bliss
Emerson,
is. Yeah.
yeah. Can you tell me a story about the multiverse?
There's no such thing.
It
Is
is
that-
killed the
it
whole
is-
adventure.
Yeah, it's all that there is this, right? So if you have an idea about multiverse, then it is real and unreal at the same time, but it still is just as an idea. there's going to be theories and everything, and they're quite fascinating. You know,
Yeah.
I'm you know, there's this trying to chase infinity when it's always in front of you.
Just more stories.
Yeah, it's just another poetry about infinity, about emptiness, right?
Yeah.
Multiverse and all that kind of stuff. It's fascinating though. I'm
Yeah.
quite fascinated by it. And it's
Yeah, yeah.
quite but it's the same fascination that I have with Transformers when I was a kid.
Yeah, just another thing.
It's just another fascination. It's just another fascination.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong or right about that. And maybe tomorrow they'll say that they're, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a story because there's no tomorrow. You see, all that there is just this. And that's what's obvious, that there's is just this. And then kind of like what I was you know, alluding to earlier, that this silence is appearing as everything. So it appears as ideas about multiverses, but it's just really noise. It's just really another kind of like, you know, another theory about what is. And it's almost distracting from what is appearing, the deliciousness of that, you know, cinnamon rolls, the poetry, the stillness, the emptiness, right? And then we come up with a whole bunch of, you know, there's no we, but seemingly there's an arising of ideas about, what about a multiverse? What about, you know, what about 5D? What about
Yeah.
ascended masters? And it just keeps on going and going and going and going and going. And it
Mhm.
just becomes this kind of like an echoing of stories, which is
Yeah.
basically all empty, right? All of the stories are empty. They're completely meaningless, but we like the meaning of
Mhm.
the story, but there's no we, right? So there's this arising, and there's this likes and dislikes, and there's this, you know, preference or non-preference. So there's this preference seemingly about multiverses, which is quite fascinating, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's just another imaginary exploration of something that is already presenting itself right at this moment. It's already this. But we get caught up, you know, seemingly, apparently we get caught up in ideas about what's next,
Yeah.
what's beyond this,
Hmm.
what's before this. How can we go further? And
It's
that's
just
okay. And that's completely all right. But seeing that there's no we, that there's just this long, you know, expression of what is appearing as this, an expression of stories, an expression of ideas, an expression of scientists, an expression of theories, an expression of findings, an expression. It's all an expression of emptiness. And it becomes multiverse like, you know what I'm saying? Because it keeps on kind of like, okay, what about this, this, and that, right?
Yeah.
It's like getting caught up in spider webs.
Mhm. Endless, infinite.
Entanglement. It's an infinite entanglement of something that is already untangled. This is untangled already. You don't need to find out what this is. You don't need to figure out what this is, because it's already appearing clearly as it is. And then somehow there's a detangling of it. There's a entanglement of like, oh wow, this is so fascinating that there must be a billion different versions of me right now.
Mhm. What a story.
What a story. How can I get rid of a billion of me's right now?
One's enough. I mean, none is
Exactly.
enough.
Exactly. And there's already no entanglement. You know, it's already clearly expressing as it is. It keeps on going, looking for the emptiness, but emptiness keeps on slapping itself.
Wow. It's like after yesterday's meeting, I was exhausted, and all the questions I would have that come to mind, I just have to laugh at myself and say, poof,
Yeah,
meaningless.
it is.
Gone.
Everything that seemingly have meaning, even the tallest buildings and the biggest mountains and the deepest ocean will empty, will crumble. The sun will disappear. And then somehow we're seemingly so kind of like contracted in what's happening inside in our parent minds that don't even exist. When there's this wildness
Yeah.
appearing as everything, when there's this gargantuan, you know what I'm saying, expression of
Mhm.
nothing appearing everywhere. It's like, wow. It's like when a child, there's this wonder. Why is the sky blue? Why is the thing this? And
Yeah.
then the wonder, because it keeps on getting shut down, becomes a neurosis kept inside.
Yeah.
Secret questions, secret ideas about what should be and what shouldn't be. When it is just, it forgot that everything is just basically a fairy tale.
And then life can become dull.
It does. Yeah, it does. There's this secret stories inside of, do I exist? Do I not exist? How can I get rid of this? How can I? All of these stories are just meaningless, empty pages of a book that can never be published
Mhm.
because it's empty. But if there's a seeing of everything as complete as it is, then there's this poetry
Yeah.
that's alive, like how stunning the poetry is of stillness.
Exactamundo.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hello, Sheer.
Hello.
Hello.
Emerson,
Yeah.
which book of poetry you like?
Which book?
Poetry, poems.
Oh, poems. I don't really remember, but I used to like Hafiz.
A piece.
Yeah.
No.
Rumi, Hafiz, but no longer. I used to
Yeah.
also like this Spanish poet, I can't remember him. I can't remember.
I
But I
really
don't really read a lot of poetry anymore, oddly enough, right? Because when I was reading poetry, I was looking for answers. I was looking for a revelation somehow in the poetry. So when everything is revealed already, the poetry seemingly, you know what I'm saying, seems contradictory sometimes when reading it. Yeah.
I did really listen to Rumi or Hafiz or Khayyam,
Yeah.
for just, I think, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know how some it's just
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I used to enjoy the poetry, but reading poetry by Rumi and Hafiz used to be there was an agenda to figure out what they're talking about, right? But seemingly when there's this clarity, some of them don't make sense anymore, right? It's some of them are very contradictory. Some are great, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that some are great, but it's It's like when you are already in clear lake, you know, there's no need to muddy the water. It's already clear. Yeah.
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 Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
I
I'll be
just
right back.
asked.
Oh, thank you. I'll be right back in a second. I'm just going to let my doggy just a second. Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. I'm just checking on Corey over there. I'm not sure if Corey, because I know that she doesn't know to operate the Zoom. Hi, Corey.
Hi, hello.
Okay. Okay. Hi. How are you?
Okay. I still can't see you. I got to get some help because I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all
So,
right. If you have any questions or if you want to chat, that's okay. That's why I'm like, okay, she probably doesn't know how to raise her hand right now since she can't see me. So I just wanted to say hello.
oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello to you.
Hello.
Happy non-birthday.
Oh, thank you. And to you too. Happy on birthday.
Thank you. I did think of something this morning, whatever it was. Something to do. Something to do is yeah, this is all there is.
Mm.
And so what the apparent character sees is a reflection of what's gone before in that apparent life. Maybe that was sort of a question I kind of was thinking about. So this is all there is.
Yeah.
But what this character here sees is in the dream is a reflection of what's gone on in the apparent past.
Yeah.
Or is it? I mean,
So yeah, so all of the seeming historical stories about the past is in this apparent moment. So there's no past that really happened, but it's all happening all at the same time. And it's quite hard to imagine that because it's unimaginable, because
yes.
what's appearing is just this complete seemingly history of birth and death of Corey. It's all in this.
Yes, it's all the same thing.
Yeah. 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 It's just really, if we take away all the labels, it's just all emptiness. It's all nothing. Not nothing of how you think what nothing is, but the unthinkable, impersonal nothing that appears as everything.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. In the dream.
Yeah. Yeah. You can even take away the word dream and replace it with emptiness. In this emptiness, because it's all the same. It's all whole. It's inseparable. Sometimes when there's this expression of this, it just uses words to illuminate what's already obvious, that everything that is being expressed is all of this. The empty, silent this.
Yeah, I think what was the apparent, because there's still someone very much here who thinks
the
apparent person here.
Yeah.
But person sees though, although it's just this, it's just what's happening.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, the apparent life could be a projection of everything that's gone on before in that life. Do you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It could appear as that. It could appear as anything. It could appear as this expression, everything here. So if you really look at it, you know what I'm saying? Well, there's no you looking at it. If it's really seen in clarity, that there's no every story, including the story of there's someone still really here, is just another narrative about something that is already
I know.
perfectly still. And even the and that stillness is appearing as, that there's still someone here, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Loud and clear. I hear that. Of
Yeah.
course. I just got hung up on this idea of I don't know, because I've been with Tony over 22 years, I think.
Yeah.
Every retreat for years, but there's still somebody really entrenched here, and I this parent me thinks, I mean, it's just, it's been a long struggle for many years, and I kind of think that's why I know this is all rubbish, but that's why I don't know, that's why there's still a me here.
Sometimes, you know what, there's this emptiness that likes to pretend that there's still, it's still not emptiness, although it's already emptiness. It's already it's already complete. And there's nothing wrong with that narrative. And and it's and it's and it's quite all right, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The other way, I realize that because there's nobody here.
yeah. It's just happening seemingly that way in the narrative of
Yeah.
the stillness, that that there is a history of seeking
Yes.
for a long time. But
Yes.
if there is a seeing that, so what?
And of course, there's no such thing as time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Saying, oh, this is whenever, when,
yeah. Now. Although there's no now.
Oh, I know. Nonsense, I know. A lot of nonsense, but yeah. Earlier on, somebody was talking about behind everything, there's just this wow, and this
Yeah,
next door neighbor has got 3 dogs.
yeah.
And barking incessantly right through the meeting, the Zoom meeting.
Oh no.
And I thought, oh no, they do when they're out all day. The 3 of them bark. They're just next door
Yeah.
to me.
Oh no.
Oh, I'll get up and make a cup of tea. And I put the and all that, and I lost you. So all the lights went out, and I couldn't make a cup of tea, and I
Oh.
was trying to find the wow behind it all, but I was struggling.
Yeah. Well, the wow doesn't have to elicit kind of like a a positive thing. It could be, oh wow, those dogs are really annoying.
Yeah, a
Or
little
wow,
bit
I can't seem to find the tea. Oh wow, the lights are off, right? It's
came over a little bit stronger.
but definitely when I get there, I will help you out. Say help you fix your and then we'll have a chat. We'll have a chat. Maybe we can illuminate that there's nothing needed, right? That nothing really happened.
Like,
And there's
yeah,
just this unconditional love, right? It's just this unconditional love.
lovely. You'd have a
Yeah.
job to find me on the back way out in the sticks. Yeah. Oh.
I'll
Anyway,
we'll fix up your internet Zoom thing so that it's easy, so you can just, I it's quite easy
oh, are you
when
serious?
yeah,
You
yeah.
can,
I can help you. I can help you. I can illuminate that it's easy. I'll help you out. No charge. Don't worry.
oh, you're joking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're not coming. I live miles away from London.
In January.
No, I live several hundred miles from London. So you'd have a job.
I'll find a way. I'll find a way.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
because yeah, I can't bring my gear to London on the train.
No. I'll find a way. It's easy to rent a car.
Oh, that would be so lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought this big monitor, the big screen, because my
Yeah.
eyes. So I've attached it to the laptop, and I have to set it up with the laptop, and then it reflects back onto the screen.
Okay.
Anti-blue light and anti-flicker and all those things, but I can't. Yeah, I can't get the camera working on the Zoom.
Yeah. It's actually on. I'm not sure if it's actually on. It's just somehow not. Yeah. It's not off. It's on. But
Well,
I can't see you because maybe the lens is on. Maybe it's something is either kind of like not connected properly, but it's on.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
because all I can see is a black square.
That's what we see too. Oh, maybe you found emptiness already.
Yes. maybe not. Maybe not.
You're looking at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, joking aside, I'll help you. If I have to travel, that's cool.
Oh, that'd be so lovely.
Okay.
I like the emptiness I see, so
Yes.
like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a date.
That's a date. Yeah.
Okay. Never too old for a date.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Emerson.
It's a
Thank you.
date.
That'd be lovely. I was going to say, never say die, but I thought that's not quite appropriate regarding dates. Being too old for a date. Never say die. And that's all there is. Am I talking a lot of twaddle?
No, it's all right. It's all good.
Okay. Never say die.
Perfect.
Date. Oh. Oh.
Catherine. Hey, Catherine. Hi.
Happy birthday
Oh,
to
thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, I've just dropped by. I've been so busy. I've been
Oh,
so
no worries.
busy. But yeah. Happy day. Happy morning, afternoon, evening,
Whereabouts are you,
night.
Catherine?
I'm south of the UK, so I'm not sure where.
Corey.
Yes, Corey. I forgot. She told me before where she was based, but I think is it North London? North.
Norfolk. Norfolk.
Norfolk. Yes,
Norfolk,
right
okay.
at the other end.
Oh.
Not quite Scotland, but yeah.
Southeast. Yeah. Where are you?
I'm in Paynton in South Devon,
Yes. Yeah. Oh wow.
on the English Riviera.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be able to help you with computers. I'm just as bad. Actually, I'm in Nottingham just now. I've been visiting my daughters.
Right. Yes. That's a bit nearer.
That's a bit nearer, isn't it? Maybe 2.5 hour drive rather than 5.
Yes. Yes. Oh, are you going to Tony's next weekend? Pax Lodge?
No, again well, I'll be back in Paynton, and it's quite a trek.
Yeah, it's a long way.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going?
I'm going. I'm booked for Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
They're
I
looking
had booked it last time before everything. It didn't go ahead.
Oh, it's cancelled. Yes.
Yeah, the first time they were going to go there. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Forward. Yeah. Haven't seen. But anyway,
You're breaking up a bit, Corey.
okay. I finished.
Anyway,
That's
hi to everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Catherine. Petra, Susie and I are the dual and the non-dual horn.
Actually, I'm also a non-dual core.
Of course.
The second one is illusory.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I see that.
It is very persistent illusion.
It's very persistent, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still an illusion though.
And sometimes the apparent illusion seems to become even bigger, but it's still an illusion.
It's still, yeah.
I've got my party hat as well now.
Oh, looks great.
It's my daughter's traditional Morris dancing hat.
Oh, perfect.
They dance with clogs on and all sorts of things. During the party.
Yes.
And sometimes it even gets worse.
Yes.
You're very serious here. I said you are very serious here. See that?
Emerson, you're
You're
muted.
muted.
Someone just commented here saying that, are you abiding in awareness? I'm like, what awareness? I'm just mesmerized with this. In the camera, there's a you know, the lens. It's quite beautiful. That's basically it. It's like an eye. It's beautiful.
This is this.
It's just this, yeah.
Not
Always
again.
this.
Always.
Always this. Whatever it is,
Forever.
it's always this. Yeah.
So, why is so obvious?
Why not?
Why it was not?
It's so obvious because it doesn't require thinking. It doesn't
Yeah.
require processing. It doesn't require understanding. It doesn't require anything at all because it's so it's fully exposed. It's completely intimate, right? It's not. It doesn't need figuring out. It doesn't need a pointer. It doesn't
Just
need
like
inquiry. Yeah, it doesn't need inquiry, right?
Right.
It's smiling at you to smile, and it's smiling back. That's how obvious it is.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's as obvious as when a baby, you know, when an infant latches on to mom's, you know, to feed. It doesn't see separation. Yeah.
It's just,
It's as intimate as touching your fingers and going like this.
it is this thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. It can't be separate.
No,
Yeah.
it never been separate.
Never been separate. Yeah. It doesn't know what separation is.
No.
No. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I just thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shir. It's always good to see you, Shir.
I fight
Apparently.
with you. I did ask you a lot before.
Until the questions run out, right? And there's just like, oh. And the seriousness goes away and it just becomes a lot of laughing.
Yeah, it's just this, you know. This is
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah. Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple, simple, very simple.
Very simple.
Like, like this, simple.
Yeah. It's as simple as peeling an orange. It's the orange and it's the peeler. It's all of it.
It's so crowded, yet so peace.
Yeah. It's it's like a traffic jam and there's this, okay. It's a traffic
Yeah.
jam. Yeah. Nothing that can be changed, right? Usually when there's a traffic jam, you're kind of like, looking, you're getting, frustrating and everything, but it's just a traffic jam. It's empty.
That's
It's,
it.
yeah, the streets are empty.
It's so
There's
empty.
no one on it. Yeah, it's so empty.
Thanks.
Thank you. Do you remember the Benny Hill show? I think it would be canceled right now if it showed. And it has that that soundtrack that's really funny. It's like that. It's like a comedy of errors.
Emerson,
Hello.
why wasn't it always obvious? What caused the obscuration?
Well, it's always obvious, right? But in every single apparent moment, there is this obviousness, but there's also this persistent illusion that it's not obvious. So even a persistent illusion that it's not obvious is obvious.
Paradox.
Yeah, but until there's no paradox. It's so clear that even when it's not clear, it's still clear.
Emerson, you're killing my illusion.
Hooray! There's a bag for that, actually. Someone. Hooray!
You're killing the story of me that I've held on to my entire life. It's dissolving. And it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because it was a story that I believed in.
It's a loss, really. It's not really a gain, right? So people are kind of like lining up to gain something, and then someone turns around, they're like, oh, there it is. It's the opposite way. It's a loss.
Totally.
It's like there's a Black Friday sale in like one of those big marts in the States, and everybody's kind of like rushing to get something. And then, but the biggest sale is the 100% off. It's not the 50%. It's the 100% off. When you go the opposite direction, you might not come back to the Black Friday sale anymore.
But in that loss, I feel like a lot of time I just feel like I'm in a desert in between,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm losing the story.
Yeah.
But yet I haven't got there yet.
Yeah, it's like arriving and not arriving at the same time. Because there's no one that arrives and there's no one that has not arrived. Right? So it's kind of like being in and out at the same time. And then until it becomes just this normalness, right? It's like, oh, what the hell was I thinking? That I was a thinker. Then everything just seemingly kind of like unravels as it is. Then
That's
the
what
interpreter,
it feels like.
Yeah,
it feels like an unraveling.
It is. It's unraveling, and it never stops.
And it can be quite confusing, and
It is, but for no one.
Uncomfortable, even.
It is. Oh, yeah, of course. Everything that is held on to, everything that is long, like this apparent, 20 years of identity, when there's no 20 years. Because that's just another identity. To maintain the identity, it maintains that there was 20 years or 30 years or I don't know how long, right? When it's seen that that is like, oh, that didn't even happen. So there's like a limbo-ness feeling, kind of like,
Yeah.
what the
Limbo.
hell
Yeah.
is going on then, right?
Mhm.
Well, nothing's going on. That's what's going on.
I mean,
And
part
when
of
it's,
this, part of
sorry,
the
go ahead.
story, part of the story was fun and
Yeah.
you know, and fascinating and enjoyable, and part of
Yeah.
it was just miserable. you
Yeah,
know?
the story will continue, but without a storyteller now. Without it, it's not a personal story anymore. It's just a story. It's like a book that you've read. It's like a movie that you've seen. It's not
Mhm.
separate from that. So that's the wholeness that I'm talking about. Stories appear, but it's really not for anyone, because the moment that there is an ownership of the story, then it becomes my story, my suffering. It's just seen as, oh, there was suffering that happened apparently 20 years ago when seeking started. It's like it's like kind of like when I opened yesterday. It's like you keep on looking outside the jail thinking, how do I get out of jail? Basically, I'm telling you, well, you're already outside. You're standing outside of the jail cell and you're looking for something to liberate you, and it's already liberated. And you're beginning to turn around. You're like, well, there's nothing outside of the jail. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's freedom. That's unconditional freedom. Don't know what to make of it yet, because you're seemingly conditioned to know what freedom is, but freedom is in everything. That's the limbo, right? It's kind of like when someone's telling them that, you know what, Ben, you've retired. I don't know what you're doing back in the office.
Totally. Totally.
You're like, well, you know what, I'm here to collect my pencil. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do I keep going back to the damn office?
I left my eraser here. You know, they're like, okay, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Right?
Yes. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's just funny, right? Because it's just almost like this automaticness, right? Kind of like, oh, you know what? I'm still supposed to work. You know, I'm supposed to retire, but this is a reminder that it's already retired. Where's that card? Someone, this character's. You hear that?
Yep.
Yeah. It's always retirement. There's a seeming running program that, you know, it's kind of like it gets up, it's kind of like puts on its shoes, puts on its tie, thinking that it's a CEO or an accountant or whatever it is. And then you go to the office and, oh, there's no one here.
Hell, the whole office disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a boss. What the hell? I thought I was the boss, but I'm not even a boss. I'm retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's so invested in work, right?
Yep.
Well, happy retirement, Ben.
Thank you.
Hey, Emerson, can I
Yeah.
ask? Okay, great. Hey, first of all, happy birthday. That's
Oh,
wonderful.
Jonathan. Hey, how are you, Jonathan?
Yeah, yeah, I'm coming in late here, but I just appreciate conversation with Ben.
Yeah.
And because I can identify with it a lot. And there's, you know, this last month has been just beautiful, but it's interesting because yesterday, like a lot of the connection between my wife and I has been seeking, you know, reading
Yeah.
spiritual texts. And so going to this or that, you know what I mean? And even philosophy, you know, just that whole journey
Oh,
together, you
yeah,
know? And
totally. Yeah.
so, and yesterday, and I was, you know, I've been trying to be pretty, you know, not too loud about this by any
Yeah.
means, but you know, just still sharing. And so, but anyway, yesterday, some comments came out, and she said, it's kind of like I've lost a part of you, how
Yeah.
she was seeing it in that moment.
Yeah.
And all day yesterday, there was kind of this feeling of not mourning. I wasn't conscious of that, but a little bit of sadness, heaviness
Yeah.
that was going on for me.
Yeah.
And so it's been nice just to tap back in today and kind of hear.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I just appreciate what you were just saying. And just
Yeah.
wanted to
It's
see,
a loss,
just
and it's also it's a loss, and it's almost like a grieving of something that was not. So there's this narrative of this character that goes to work to seek, right? And it sets up, and it has its co-workers, co-seekers and everything. And then even, and then you're quietly kind of like retired sometimes, and then the retirement, but there's no retirement party, right? Because it's almost kind of like, oh, I don't really, because it although I want to tell the other character that they're also retired, but they are invested still in working on themselves, to finding and everything. And I have a friend, what I'm saying, that I called a while back, right? And a friend of mine that basically I talked to, when this is gonna like be 4 years ago, was gonna like, oh my goodness, what I'm saying, there's no one here. All this kind of stuff for a couple of hours. And then a month later, basically said, were you on mushrooms?
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, for quite a while, there was almost like a disconnect, right? Because when our relationship was based on seeking, our friendship, I got him out of his religiosity, but got him out into spirituality, which was the
Right.
same. And this one was, and then when he got into spirituality, he went a bit further. You know what I'm saying? And I just basically said, oh no, turn around, man, turn around. And then so it took a couple of years, maybe 2-3 years, until he said that, you know what, we don't have anything to relate with anymore. So one day he watched he saved the Tony Parsons conversation with me. We were just having it's just a regular conversation about, I was a Catholic before, and Tony was a Catholic
Yeah, I
before.
watched that. That was when I heard that. That's when I said I have to have a one-on-one with Emerson.
Yeah.
That was that video. Yeah.
And so
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
no worries. So he
Yeah.
said he was curious about it, and he went to a he went to a place that doesn't have any internet. He has one of those YouTube subscription that you can download stuff. So he had this thing, has been kind of like waiting it to kind of like listen to it. And then he listened to it, and then without, because there seemed to be a disconnect, without any kind of promotion from me, right? It's like, watch this, he was just curious, right? And so he watched it, and then he called me and he said, I get it and I don't get it now. Oh wow, right? There was just this clarity from that character. And now we don't even talk about non-duality anymore. We don't talk about spirituality anymore. We just talk. So nothing happened there, right? So there's nothing that needs to happen to your partner, right? Because that's already perfection as it is.
Yeah.
It might be a different situation because you see each other every day, right? So it's but it is what it is. It's a loss.
It's a loss. It was kind of like just coming to an acceptance by no one, but just for both of us, really. That, okay, it's gonna be a little different, right? Like, because we would sit down and we would read some thing, and I was trying to pretend, and it was just like, but she could tell it wasn't speaking to me anymore, because there's just nothing here looking for something. So it's like, so but after a month, it finally came to a head, quote unquote, in the story, and she was like, and so it just kind of, there was this friction, but it's a good experience, because it is a loss, and that's the beauty of it too. And we
is.
just, I mean, in the story, we just have to find our rhythm again, and it will
It
be
is so true. Yeah.
a little
so true.
different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We connected so deeply through seeking. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
that was a lot of a lot of it, not all of it. But
Yeah.
and so I don't know. I guess I'm just sharing that because I would imagine there's other folks having somewhat similar experience
Yeah.
when this is still new, you know, when this is still fresh.
Yeah. It also,
in the story, you know. But
yeah. It reminds me of about a long time ago when I quit smitting and my ex was still smoking. It's kind of like that, right? It's kind of like that. There's going to be friction, right? It's like, how did you do it? I'm like, we started quitting the same time, and you know,
yeah.
it will find its rhythm, is what I'm saying.
That's like, yeah. No, I love that, because that's like, I even said that to her. I was like, what was the point of all this stuff? You know what I mean? It was to find retirement, you know? Like, don't hate on me because I seemingly found it, you know what I mean? Or whatever. So anyway, okay, love you, man. Happy birthday.
Love you
Thanks.
too.
Good
Oh,
to
love
see
you,
Yeah.
Jonathan. Thank you for passing by. Thank you. It is like quitting smoking, seeking. It's hilarious, right? It's kind of like, how did I get started with this? But I like seeking. I like, you know, it relaxes me. But it also, at the same token, it makes you feel horrible, and then there's this seeming kind of like effects of that, you know, smoking, and then and you try to quit so hard, but how did you even start in the first place?
And you thought you were so cool because you were smoking.
Exactly.
You know? Like, look at me,
exactly.
I'm smoking.
I was a butterfly social smoker, right? You know, like when everyone's smoking, I'm like, can I have one, please? You know, and you're just smoking, and all of a sudden you're buying your own packs, you know, and and then you want to get rid of it, so you start, you know, getting patches and everything, and or some people start vaping and everything. It's just what it is, but there's nothing wrong or right about smoking. It's just what it is. I'm just using it as an example of a seeming.
Yeah, no, it's a great metaphor. Yeah.
It is. And it becomes your identity. You know, oh yeah, I'm trying to quit. I'm trying to quit.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you only smoke when you're drinking.
Yes. It's, you know, Paul Hederman, because I used to be quite close with him back in the day, and he would have this term identity mining. You know, you'd go to a yoga studio or a hatha yoga, you know, everyone's like identity mining, finding some kind of an identity through these activities of whatever they are, right?
Yeah.
You know?
It's just identities, you know, quitting smoking, it's just both the same. And then I became kind of like, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to become a birtharian now. I found a different lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
I'm living only through prana now, that kind of thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just another addiction. It's just another story, right? And it's just another identity, and the same thing with apparent characters. It's just the same thing, and there's nothing wrong or right about that. But when it's seen that the cycle of seeking, addiction, all that kind of stuff, is just what's happening. It's just what's happening. And it's not even happening. And Ben is lost in the desert. But there's no Ben in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Emerson.
Oh, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Julia, I shared something that you wrote earlier. I didn't even ask your permission, but you said yes before. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah. but I thought it kind of like coincided with what I was saying about it's just loss, melancholy, right? It's a loss. And it's
Yeah.
actually it's segueing into what we were saying earlier to it with Jonathan there and Ben. That was really beautifully written too. So thank you.
Yeah.
To the
Thank
mystery
you.
writer, ta-da, it's Julia.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just very sweet that I can send these emails, you know?
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I appreciate it too. It's beautiful. I
Yeah.
like that family thing, right? Because it's like that's the sticky thing, right? But when it's also a loss, then it's also, you know what, it just becomes this natural. It's like it's like the idea of your safety is kind of like your life buoys, you know what I'm saying? What keeps you afloat is this belief system. And then when
Yeah.
you're just sinking and sinking, when there's no more, when the bottom comes out, when you're just sinking all the way to the bottomless pit, right?
Yeah.
There's this like there's no more safety, but it is completely safe as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not.
It's incredible. I don't know, it's completely safe, but at the same time, these
Your idea of
ideas
what
and
safety is, right? Your ideas of what keeps you safe, your identity, that what keeps you seemingly together, what keeps you seemingly kind of like alive, right? Or the
yeah,
idea of you alive, when that gets completely shook out, it's kind of like, what the hell? Then everything, it's almost like this the sinking of all of those beliefs, and you're trying to grab them, but oh, it's okay. They can
yeah,
sink.
exactly. So it's really this like whatever, it's just peaceful, you know? It's still
Yeah.
peaceful.
Isn't it freaking peaceful to be
Yeah.
just what is, without any kind of engagement, when it's full on retirement?
Yeah. Yeah. And really, one thing I really like is that you can just flow with also like whatever conversation is appearing, you know, with
Yeah.
others. Like,
Yeah. It's like it's a full on engagement, but there's no one engaging.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's so free and relaxing, you know. It's lovely.
It is. And my favorite letter from you is the punk one.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that so much.
That wasn't
Like,
that great? I was so.
yeah.
Can you share a little bit of that? Because that was just one of the best letters. I think I read it. I was just laughing and crying with it because I was like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, no, but before I used to go to a lot of punk shows and hardcore music when I was a teenager, and I always felt like so much joy doing it, but I never dared to like jump into the, you know, the
mosh
mess.
pit.
Yeah. And now I was just out drinking, and there was a punk show next door, and this just walked straight in and just started to, I don't know, mosh like crazy, and no fear. It was just joyful, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible. Like, it was so incredible.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's no longer like, oh, is someone looking at me? I'm a girl, I shouldn't do this, blah, blah, blah. It was just full on going crazy to this punk music. So
Beautiful.
liberating.
It
Yeah.
was. And I like the story of the hangover the next day. It was just fine. So
Yeah.
what? Right? Because I think I was telling someone, you know, when there's a shame and guilt built in with drinking and everything.
Yeah.
And then it's almost so becomes so unbearable that.
Yeah.
But when there's just like, oh, this is like self-care hangover day. I'm gonna eat some, some greasy food, hang around in
Yeah.
the bathtub, read a book, and sleep.
Yeah.
And it's just the hangover spa now.
Yeah. And also something I remember when I was out drinking before, and like when it became late, I used to feel this anxiety too, like, oh, I'm here drinking, this is pointless. And then you like want to pick someone up to just fill this space of emptiness.
Yeah.
But I was just chilling. It was like 2 a.m. and I was like, this is lovely, just super relaxed. I don't need anything. Everything is
Yeah.
good as it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's unconditional
Yeah.
freedom. It's
Yeah.
unconditional freedom that does not need to be maintained. There's no maintenance.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just,
No
there's no
maintenance.
maintenance. It's just whatever appears is already, it is. Right.
Yeah.
And it's just, and it's gonna like the, I talked about this, but it's the end of the self-improvement or the
Yeah.
saboteur, right? Because
Yeah.
we used to think that there was a saboteur that would, that like,
Yeah.
oh, I had an alter ego and I called it, what was his name again? I can't remember. Sergio. I'm like, oh, Sergio's out. The self-saboteur. There's already no Emerson, but he created Sergio. I'm like, and then I
Yeah.
used to have a friend, her, and she's like, oh, her saboteur is Pat. Sergio and Pat are out, you know, and
Oh my
when it's
God.
seen that
Yeah.
it's just innocently happening, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like,
Mhm.
it's just what is, right? But there's also no desire, no kind of like trying to escape this. So it doesn't
Yeah.
go into this kind of like this binge doing, you know what I'm saying, drinking or whatever, because
Yeah.
this is already contentment.
Yeah.
But if a wedding happens or a birthday party or whatever happens, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Or a punk show happened for you, then
Yeah.
there's just mosh pit. Wasn't
Yeah.
that so liberating just to join the mosh pit and no
Oh
care
my,
in the world?
it was like the best thing ever. Like it was just incredible. And there were, it was just immediate and it was wow, you know? It was
Yeah,
amazing. And no fear.
yeah,
Amazing. I
yeah.
loved it.
And here I was before as a spiritual teacher lighting multiple incense, you know, for the peace of all beings. But it's already all peaceful.
Yes,
Yeah. Even in a
exactly.
mosh pit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It was so peaceful and loving. It was just wow. I don't know if you have heard about a band called Death Grips, but it's this pretty, very extreme music.
Oh,
And I can't wait to see them again because damn, that's a good mosh pit. Like I saw them once before and it was crazy and I didn't dare to
I
dive in.
miss mosh pits. You know what? I have to go to a concert again. But my last mosh pit was the Violent Femmes. I don't know if you know
Ah,
them.
yeah, I know which
The
band.
Violent
Yeah.
Femmes, you know that
Yeah.
that, and I used to listen to a whole bunch: Dead Kennedys, Violent
Yeah.
Femmes, and but yeah, you know, but totally, it's the liberation and everything, right? It's the
Yeah.
freedom and everything. And I used to think that, you know, when I was this seeker, when I was a seeker, when I was in spirituality, that that has to be corrected, has to be
Yeah.
avoided.
Yeah.
And
So
when I would partake in one of those things, you know, there'll be a lot of guilt trip and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But it's aliveness and everything, and that's what's so obvious about this.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when it's obvious. Is you don't even have to think about it. You just walked right into the mosh pit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like no thoughts and no need to like justify or like whatever, blah blah blah. It's just mosh pit.
Mosh
This
pit.
is it.
Yeah, this is
Bam.
it. Bam.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Julia.
Yeah, thank you too, Emerson.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you, Ari. early in the morning today though, because I walk my Ella Bella at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning. While I'm playing, catch, I usually put on, and today actually for some odd reason I was playing London Calling, just like a punk, song, and loved it. That's a great album. And I dance around. No care in the world. The empty mosh pit. Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
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 Hello. And happy birthday on birthday. Excuse me. No, just because I was just like, I know whatever. I don't have time to make copies right now. So yeah, there's some poems in there that I just really love. And that girl who you just spoke to, I forget her name. Was it Julie?
Julia, yeah.
Well, hers isn't in there in my chat.
Oh, I read it, but I can post it.
But anyway,
Yeah.
no, but the thing is, once I go out of here, my chat stuff is gone. So are you going to give me like 20 minutes to write this stuff down?
I'll keep it open. I'll keep the there's going to be a breakout room. So if you don't go to the breakout room, you can copy and paste it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some beautiful writings today from everyone, from
it's great.
Julia.
The pointless point just had me rolling on the floor. I was laughing so hard. I don't know. Chris Emerson. That's not AKA Emerson, is it?
No. I know Chris
anyway,
though. He goes to the meeting.
Funny. It was funny. So all right, so give me some time so I can figure out how I can get these things saved on the telephone. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, everyone. This has been such a blast. Thank you so much. We'll be back in about an hour. Thank you. I'll leave the breakout room.